So the question is, for someone who's lost a loved one in their life, they feel like they want to continue to remember them. And is that a damaging thing to do, or is that something that is useful to do? Now, the loss of a loved one can be something that's so powerful and so impactful in your life that it completely defines your experience from that moment onwards, from the moment they've left. And the reason it's such a powerful emotion is because of how little preparation we had, how little we were prepared at the point of their death. So now what we're trying to do is we're trying to hold on to anything that keeps them alive. So even though they're gone, we're not willing to let them go. We're not willing to let that loved one float, fly, and be free. Because that loved one is now part of your experience. You want to hold on to that loved one. Now, remembering the loved one, celebrating the life of a loved one, is of course a very rewarding experience. But you have to consciously be aware, am I damaging myself? Is this what my memory, my love for them is now doing, that it is now damaging me? Is it hurting me in some way? Is my memory of them causing me more misery? So we have to change the way we see that scenario. What we've done is now no longer focused on the one that we're in love with. What we're now doing is focusing on our loss. So we aren't thinking about the loved one, we're thinking about our loss. So we might think that we are spending all of our time remembering our loved one, but in fact we are remembering ourselves. We're remembering our pain and our hurt and our suffering. That is something that is very, very damaging emotionally to us. It is stifling, it is holding us back. So we have to switch that. We have to now go back to remembering them. Remembering the joy that you felt in their presence, remembering the great times that you celebrated together, remembering all the things that brought you joy from that person. And also remember, what is it that you liked about being with that person? What is the thing that it gave you? And then you have to see, now that they're no longer here, is that emotion still important to me? The reason that you enjoyed being in their company was not actually because of them. It was because of what they gave you. They gave you a sense of comfort, joy. Maybe they made you laugh. Maybe they made you smile. So the reason that we stay in loving relationships is because we get something back from them. Now you have to identify, is that still something that I need in my life? And if that is still something that you need in your life, then think about, where else can I get it? Who else can give me that happiness? Because the one that you love, who is now gone, would not want you to lose out. The one that you love wants you to still have that happiness in your life, doesn't want you to be miserable. Their death should not be the cause of your misery. If them being with you brought you joy, then they want that joy within you to continue. So you have to identify that in order to continue to love that person, I have to love myself and find ways to keep those joys that I got from that person going in some way. And it could be that you get those different feelings that you got from those people from multiple different people. Maybe you have other friends, other relationships, other family members who can also give you that sense of fulfillment. So that is a way to keep that person going, because the joy that they brought you, you have now found somewhere else. You're keeping that relationship that you had with them alive. That hasn't died. So we have to look at this on multiple levels and understand, where have we gone wrong in this grieving process? Where have we become stuck? How do we untangle those things? So the second part of that question is, should we be doing things to evoke memories of that other person that we've lost? That is going to have to be something that each and every one of us decides for ourselves based on what that memory is doing to us. Is that memory bringing us joy, or is it bringing us sadness? Is it bringing us a combination of both? We have to see, is that healthy for me? Am I now going to become this person who is constantly grieving? Is this where my life is going to go? That is a personal question that you will have to answer. You may be able to celebrate their life. You may be able to think of all the joy that you had with them. And if that person has played such a major role in your life, it's not going to be easy to completely switch them off out of your life. You're going to want to reconnect with them. But you have to make sure that it is something that is giving you satisfaction. Because the harsh reality is you're not doing that person any favors anymore. Everything that you now do is for you. And if you're remembering them for you, then you owe it to yourself to do what is healthy and right for you. And what is right for you is to not continue to suffer. If you do something that makes you continually suffer, don't think that you're doing anything for that other person, that you're somehow suffering so that you can retain a memory of them. They don't want you to suffer. If they loved you, they want you to be happy. So you have to find a way to remain within the memory of that person, but without suffering because of that person.